Hello TEQ Crypto followers, welcome to our video. Today, we will be conducting a technical analysis of Jasmy Coin. First of all, we can see that the ascending trend, which had two touch points, has been broken downwards, indicating the start of a descending trend. Furthermore, at the moment, it is exhibiting a downward movement in the form of a descending channel. If we were to draw it, it would be a rapid downward movement like this. On the last day, there is a slight upward movement. Additionally, we have marked the first potential support level around 3,737. Of course, there are support and resistance zones in between. Firstly, at the level of 4,176, after surpassing this level, our interim support levels could be observed at 4,504 and 4,731. However, the most important aspect here is the upward break of the descending trend. If this trend is broken upwards, it is likely that we will see further upward movements in price. At least it will provide some relief. After this point is broken, the crucial aspect is for price movements to re-enter the ascending trend channel. If it enters this trend channel again, we may witness even more significant upward movements. Our priority is, of course, the upward break of this trend. We can draw it in blue. In fact, we can even draw it in pink. The upward break of the pink trend is something to keep in mind as well. Moreover, if we look at the moving averages, currently, almost all moving averages are sloping downwards. We are trading below the 8-day moving average. The important thing here is for price movements to break above the 8-day moving average first and then the 20-day moving average for us to observe a medium-term upward movement. In the long term, it needs to rise above the 200-day moving average. After closing above the moving average, if we look at our indicators, our Fisher indicator is currently giving a sell signal. It is signaling a sell below zero, and this sell signal is considered a mild one. As we can see from the past, such sell signals have been given before. Currently, there is no upward breakout, which means we could potentially see a slight further decline in price until a breakout occurs. After that, let's move on to our WAV trend indicator. Just like Fisher, WAV trend has also given us sell signals with its up and down movements, and since there is no upward breakout at the moment, we can expect price movements to continue their descent, at least for a short while longer. And when an upward breakout occurs, we interpret it as a strong buying opportunity. Let's make note of that. After that, let's continue our analysis with the RSI indicator. Looking at the RSI, it is currently moving around levels of 34 to 40. It's moving within this range, and we want it to make a strong upward breakout within this range. Especially, the level of this breakout is important. Once this level is broken upwards, the likelihood of seeing a significant upward movement in price will increase. Because the RSI has been hovering in this zone for a while now. So, it's advisable to be cautious. By the way, when I say a while, let's look at it approximately. It has been moving within this range for about 20 days. Therefore, this range is significant for us. Let's make note of that as well. After RSI, let's continue our analysis with the Bollinger Bands. Price movements seem to have moved outside the bands. After moving outside the bands, it is currently trying to re-enter the bands. In addition, one important point is the middle line of the Bollinger Bands. If the middle line breaks upwards, it is likely that we will see an upward movement in price. Let's mention that here as well. After analyzing the Bollinger Bands, let's move on to the 4-hour time frame. The descending trend on the 4-hour time frame has been drawn as a trend line. As we shared with you before, the red line represents it. Currently, if there is any adjustment to be made, it would look like this. Along with this, price movements seem to have reached the level of 4,176. If it continues its upward movement from here, the initial target would be the red line, which represents an approximately 4.5% increase. However, after reaching this level, a downward trend may occur again. Therefore, we need to be a bit more cautious in these areas. Let's keep that in mind as well. On the 4-hour charts, of course, we can identify small descending and ascending trends, but we can't decipher all of them. Apart from that, price movements have exhibited quite nice up and down movements here. This could be a resistance zone, so it is an important level. For us, the first step now is to hold above the level of 4,176. After that, we want to see the break of the pink line. Let's mention that as well. Furthermore, looking at our Bollinger Bands, currently, price movements have reached the middle line of the Bollinger Bands but have not broken it yet. If it breaks above this line, the first target would be the upper part of the Bollinger Bands, and it can be expected to rise up to that level. If it reaches that level, we might see an approximately 8% increase. Therefore, it is beneficial to track the Bollinger Bands. Let's mention that here as well. As it appears, when the moving average, namely the 20-day moving average, breaks downwards, a significant decrease occurs, and we can see that the middle portion of the Bollinger Bands is also broken. Hence, a decrease in price movements is observed. As we mentioned earlier, it is important to note that in these areas, there can be downward trends and consolidations. Let's mention that as well. Now, let's switch back to the daily time frame. Looking at our chart, if we look at the larger time frame, there is currently no sign of an upward movement. First and foremost, it needs to enter the rising trend channel. Price movements will rise from that level. When we look at the weekly time frame, we can say that the weekly chart is really at a very nice point. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary for it to enter the trend channel. In the weekly time frame, it could be a head and shoulders formation. If we illustrate it like this, from this point, it would be the first shoulder, from this point, the second shoulder, and in this area, the third shoulder. After that, we can say that price movements may see an upward movement from this level. This would imply an increase of approximately 50 to 60%. Of course, since it is a weekly time frame, is it really likely to happen? We will discuss this in the coming days. Therefore, this is an important point. I wanted to share this with you. Let's wrap it up slowly and come to the end. In this video, we shared the technical analysis of Jasmy Coin with you. If you liked the video, you can click the like button. You can also subscribe to our channel to stay informed about upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.